Hey guys, and welcome to the last Marvel Madness that we're going to do, and we might do one for Age of Ultron over the weekend, or after the weekend, so after everybody's seen it. So, yeah, the last Marvel Madness is about Guardians of the Galaxy. Who the hell is that?
Now for something totally different.
Yeah, I was actually very excited to see this movie come out, because after I was like reading up on the Phase 2 films, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy and I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked up on it and I was like, this sounds really cool. We're gonna like go into space and be all the cosmic is not gonna be on Earth at all. So I was like really excited to see that. So, and thankfully it was really good.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. So not all the characters are the same from the comics as far as the team that started in like 2008. Because I started reading like the first issue and I was like, these are different characters. Who's Adam Warlock?
Right.
So, but like Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Gamora, Star-Lord, and Drax. They're all really fantastic characters, and this is sort of the origin story of them coming together and then forming this team. And basically it's sort of about these losers coming together and just like trying to save the galaxy from Ronan, who is Ronan the Accuser, who is he's Kree, isn't he? As far as like the race goes, the blue aliens.
So. I don't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even heard of it before this movie came out. This is like obscure comics to the max.
Yeah.
I was not aware. So this movie took me completely by surprise, but I was really interested in it. And I think the reason this movie succeeded so well as it did is because they realized going in, they're like, okay, we have no like name power that we can fall back on here. It's not like we're just like Captain America goes into space so people come to watch it. You know, they had nothing. It was just like there's a talking raccoon and a dude who's dancing with a mixtape. We don't know why. So that's all we knew going into the movie. So they realized in order to sell this, the characters had to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any attachment to them going in, for the most part. I'm sure there's like 5 or 6 people who are just like, I made these comics when I was 10. But for most of us, we had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So the character dynamics is the best part about this movie, I would say.
Yeah,
the way that everyone
definitely
interacts with each other, and just, I don't know, it's a good cast of characters, and they have good chemistry, and that's like the linchpin of the enjoyment of this film. If you don't enjoy the characters, you're probably not going to like this movie at all, but it's very hard not to like them because they're done so well.
Yeah. If there's anything I would say that was weak about this movie, it would probably be Ronan, as far as the villain. I mean, Marvel Cinematic Universe villains have always been very bland as far as
Vanilla.
yeah.
It's like they just want
Like,
to take over the world. And
yeah,
shit.
like other than Loki, none of them have been really that dynamic. So
yeah, and Loki's like not this like typical villain because he's kind of like playing both sides,
yeah,
sort of, kind of.
he's the brother of one of the
Yeah,
villains, so.
he's required to have some sort of depth, I guess. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we can't just have him be the dude. I don't know. I think maybe they're like saving their like super complex villain for Infinity War, since it's going to be 2 movies, and that's going to be what's his face? I don't remember his name.
Thanos.
Thank you.
Yeah, which he actually makes an appearance in this film.
He does,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know who else makes an appearance in this film? Howard the Duck.
I know.
I can't wait for Howard the Duck too.
He's canon.
It hurts. Yeah, the Tesseract is in this movie too, right?
Yeah. Well, no, well, not the Tesseract, but and Infinity Stone.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Again, it's all coming together because you're watching this movie the whole time, like, this is great. This has nothing to do with anything, and then like near the end, it's like it does have things to do with things.
Yeah.
So,
But Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, like he's great. Like the roles that I've seen him in so far, like the Lego Movie, he was Emmett. I'm talking about the Lego Movie again. And then this is Star-Lord, and I hope his role is at least all right in Jurassic World, even though I'm pretty sure that movie is probably going to be bad.
You'll still love it.
Yeah,
So,
but
no, this what?
what? Oh, I was gonna say Drax. I really like his like literalness in this movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's the good kind of like straight man, I guess, to everyone else's like shenanigans because he's just not taking part in any of that shit.
yeah,
But that in itself causes more shenanigans. So it's kind of cool in the way that the characters bounce off him because everyone is like cynical,
yeah.
pretty much, except for him because he doesn't understand cynicism to that degree. And then Groot is just like
A tree.
a tree dude.
Yeah, a
So,
giant tree, voiced by Vin Diesel.
yep, which was interesting. I don't know. I think the characters really done. The world was really unique. You know, I think
Yeah,
this
it's
is
very
probably,
unique. Like,
this is the movie, like the one Marvel movie that really leveraged the fact that it's like based on comic books.
yeah,
You know,
like
because
you're going to this giant space creature's brain and harvesting their fluids. Like, what the?
yeah, like like Thor started that kind of thing, shifting away from like New York,
Yeah,
New York, and went to like Asgard, which was really just like out there and different. But this is just like
very different.
holy
Yeah,
shit! Like you don't really see anything like this in film very often. It was a very unique world, and like just like the colors that they use, like the color palette, like when you look at
yeah,
it feels like you're looking at like a mid '90s comic with like the reds and the purples and the magentas, and just like because it feels almost like a lot of the times that the color choices were kind of reminiscent of the fact that like comics back in the early to mid '90s had limited color palettes because
yeah,
of the printing limitations, so they had to like do these really weird color combinations, and then they bring that into this world, and it looks like an old comic in the terms of like
yeah,
the colors and choices that they use. So it feels so different from everything else because it's like taking a limitation from its source material and then just like spitting a budget at it and doing some
yeah.
crazy stuff.
I I also like this movie for the fact that even the side characters are interesting. Like Yondu, who's
Hmm.
like who abducted like Star-Lord in the beginning of the movie. He's played by what's his name? I know he's Merle from
Yeah,
The Walking Dead.
that
And
guy.
yeah, he's a pretty cool character, especially like with that thing on his head, and he can control the arrow that he has in his pocket. He like takes down like this whole
Yeah, it just wrecks
like
train. Like the whole time you're
yeah.
like, why is Chris Pratt taking shit from this guy? And then you're just like, oh,
That's
that's fine.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
John
that
C.
was cool.
Riley's in this too.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was one of the officers, or not office. Well, I guess officers. He was one of the officers on Xandar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's kind of weird. It was like, hey, Wreck-It Ralph or Doctor Steve Brule is in this movie.
That's true. You're totally right. Man, this was a fun movie, and I only saw it in theaters once. I haven't seen it since it's been in theaters.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen it in theaters once, and I saw it a couple more times afterwards. Just watching. But I haven't seen it. I only saw it in three theaters once, which I kind of regret doing that. I should have saw it in like a bigger theater because I saw it in a really small theater near where I live. So
oh well. That just means you got to up your home theater game to make up for it, man. Get your 150-inch
150.
projector, just project it against your wall. Get your 5.1 surround sound. Just be like, movies are for chumps, and then just fucking wreck it at your house.
Yeah,
Live the dream.
but let's see, what else? What else is there to talk about? Oh, Rocket Raccoon. We didn't even talk about him. He,
The best.
the best
The
character.
best. The best. He needs to be in everything.
Yeah,
I want him to be in Avengers at some point. I want them to just be like, cross paths and just be like, oh, okay.
yeah. I'm hoping that happens. That it'll probably happen in Infinity War.
It'll happen in
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Because we're already going to get Guardians of
God,
the
I
Galaxy
can't even,
2.
can you imagine all that shit? Like, think of all the characters that would be in Infinity War if that happened. You'd have like 15 characters from movies, just kind of all in one big.
Yeah,
Because you'd have all the Avengers, you'd probably have Loki, you'd have all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, and possibly Spider-Man, and then just
yeah.
like,
Uh,
I can't even imagine the budget for a film like that. Just to like pay
They
all
have
the
the
actors. I mean, it's Disney, so clearly they have
Yeah.
the money. But it's just like,
I mean, they already made like $2 billion just from a Star Wars trailer. Because they own that too.
I know. It's crazy. They own my childhood.
They own everything.
I know.
They own the world.
We didn't know, but Wall-E was a preview of what they wanted to be. Disney is, by and large.
Like Pixar was trying to warn us.
Yeah, they were. They knew what was going on. And we've uncovered 2 conspiracies while doing Marvel Madness. We realized that Walt Disney is frozen in a tube controlling Nazis that are speaking for President Obama, and that, by and large, is Disney.
Yep.
In the future.
So yeah.
It was good. Go see it.
Guardians of the
It's
Galaxy.
The Star Wars of this generation.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comment holds up now that we're gonna have Star Wars coming out.
Oh yeah.
So
hopefully that's good. It's looking good so far. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, what did you think of it? Tell us down in the comments. And
who's the best Guardian? Rocket Raccoon or Rocket Raccoon? Fight.
Yeah. And also enjoy Age of Ultron because that's coming out this week. So see you then. Well, I'll see you then, and I guess you'll make a video too.
Maybe I'll show up at some point and talk
Yeah.
about it.
All right. So bye.
Marvel Madness out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take